Hey everybody, what's up? Tim here with today's SCE. I hope wherever you are doing phenomenal and crushing it, and thanks so much for watching. Title for today's shoot is "The Season is Not the Year." So we just came out of the Penn State Indiana football game. Go Lions, big win for Penn State, 34-27. Indiana played a great game. If you've ever been to a huge sporting event, college football, pro football, soccer, basketball, baseball, or even a concert, whatever the case may be, you totally get sucked into the emotions of the moment. And that's the reason why oftentimes people go to events like that. They love the event, but they love to experience the emotion as well. And it's easy to believe that while you're in that game, you think the entire world is in that game, and you think that everything hinges upon what happens in that game. Well, we have to remember that life goes on outside of the stadium. And as a matter of fact, the majority of life goes on outside of the stadium. So if you're at a sporting event and your team is winning, everything is awesome, everything is epic. But if your team is losing, you can feel like the world is ending. And you look around, people are crying and they're upset and they can just be totally distraught. But you know, oftentimes in life, we get the same way. We experience a challenge or a setback or a difficulty, and we get totally wrapped up in it. And we think that it's always going to be that way. We think our whole world is encapsulated within that challenge or that difficulty or that negative event. Just like in a sporting event, if your team is losing and you're behind, you think that the whole world is going to come to an end, and you're just totally believing that that is the only reality that exists. Well, we can be victim of the same thing. We think the only reality that exists is when we're in the middle of the negative event or the negative situation. But just like the sporting event, eventually it's going to be over. Just like the sporting event, eventually the game is going to be over, and whether we win or lose, we're going to exit that stadium and go back into reality. Well, no matter how tough it is, no matter how difficult it is, eventually it's going to pass. It hasn't come to stay, it's come to pass. So one of the things that you need to do and I need to do is continue to remind ourselves that the season is not the year. In other words, when we're in fall, we think it's always going to be fall, but fall's going to come and fall's going to go and winter's going to come along, and then spring and then summer. Don't make the season the year. Don't make the negative event, the challenge, the difficulty, the reality that you exist in. Don't believe that it's all there is and it's never going to come to pass, because eventually it's going to go. So what you need to do is remember that you are more than enough. You have what it takes to get through this, and you just show up every day, take each day one day at a time, push through, persevere. Eventually, the season is going to end. Eventually, you're going to step back outside of that stadium. The negative event's going to pass. The challenge is going to pass, and you're going to move on. And good days are on the way. Just an important reminder. So this is Tim with today's SCE. Remember, the season is not the year. Remember, the event is going to pass, and just like the game ends, the event's going to end, and you're going to move back into life, and you're going to move back on track to becoming all that you were created to be. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.